some motivation going. Oh man, we got some good stuff to talk about today. 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being. So the word of the day is emotional wellness. Emotional wellness is the ability to successfully handle life's stresses and adapt to change and difficult times. Things ain't gonna always go your way. Oh man, sometimes when things don't go your way, it's a good thing. But things don't always go your way. And it's how you roll with the punches. Y'all heard that saying before. Roll with the punches because they coming. Sometimes you got to roll with them. When life stresses you out, can you handle it? Can you adapt to change? Can you adapt to change? That's an important question. And also, difficult times, when you're going through difficult times. For a lot of people, for most of y'all, this could be a difficult time right now. Trying to be able to stand up on your own and stand up on your feet and get your life together. So this could be a difficult time for a whole lot of people. Saying of the day, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, then change your attitude. Yeah, change the way you look at it. Change the way you feel about it. Because if you can't change it, why are you giving life to it? Because there's some stuff that's been dead a long time ago. And the only reason it's still in our lives is we carrying it around like Weekend at Bernie's. That's some of the stuff y'all carrying around. Look like Bernie. Been dead. Only reason it's still around because you keep breathing life into it. You breathe life into a situation every time you bring it up and complain about it again. This talk is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional guidance, advice, treatment, or diagnosis. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use or abuse, or suicidal thought, dial 988. 988 is available 24/7 nationwide and staffed by trained crisis counselors who are just a text or a call away. At times, we often forget to give our mental health the attention it deserves. Some of our actions may be too mentally draining, like holding on to a toxic relationship. Holding on to a toxic relationship is mentally draining. Trying to make something work that ain't gonna work. But when a relationship is dead, you gotta let it go. You don't carry a dead relationship around like Bernie. You don't breathe life back into it. Some of our actions may be too mentally draining, like holding on to toxic relationships or pushing ourselves too hard with school or work. It can be a good idea to step back and take a look at our behaviors and habits and ask ourselves the question, do I possess healthy habits or negative ones? You need to ask yourself that question from time to time. Do I possess negative habits or do I possess healthy ones, positive habits? You need to ask yourself. We all have negative habits, but now is the time to start incorporating some mentally beneficial behaviors into our routines in hopes we can develop a new habit. What's been learned can be unlearned. You can unlearn a bad habit and replace it with a better one, positive habit. That excuse that this is what I was taught when I was a kid, that sounds really silly at 45. Because there's something called the independent will. What the independent will says is that there comes a time in your life where you can't blame how you was raised and what you thought when you were a kid. You have to grow up and make your own decisions. Well, I was raised around roaches, but you're 30. You ain't got to live with them. That's a mindset. That's why the Bible say when I was a child, I spake as a child. All those things you did as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. That's why we look silly when we still act childish. Because you're expected to turn into a man eventually. Ooh, boy, that right there hit me right there. It can be a good idea to step back and take a look at our behaviors and habits and ask ourselves the question, do I possess healthy habits or negative ones? We all have negative habits, but now is the time to start incorporating some mentally beneficial behaviors into routines in hopes we can develop a new habit. What's been learned can be unlearned. 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 1 through 5. Number 1, perfecting your posture. How you sit and how you stand affects your well-being. If you're slunched over, if you're slouched in your seat, it's a lot of negative things that comes with that. Having an upright posture is not only seen as generally more attractive, but has emotionally positive effects as well. Upright posture can have a positive effect and reduce your fatigue. By sitting down, sitting like that, that's gonna make you more tired. Slouching is gonna make you more tired. And when people see you, they're not gonna take you serious as someone who's, oh, we ready. This is ready. Oh, your body language says more about you than before you even open up your mouth. People pick up on stuff before you even open your mouth. People can look at you when you walk into the building. They watching you when you walk into the building. Number two, learn to acknowledge what you're feeling. What we're saying is don't be suppressing your feelings. Don't be suppressing your anger. Don't be suppressing your sadness. A lot of times when we get angry or we get sad and we don't know how to deal with them kind of emotions, we go get drunk. So we don't have to deal with them. Or we go get high. Because then we don't have to deal with all of those negative emotions. But when you come off of that drunk and you come off of that high, you feel worse because you're not dealing with the issues. Because the only thing that's going to make the issues go away is addressing them face on. You can't hide from nothing. And you definitely can't hide from yourself. You can look in that mirror and look at your chin and look at your ears all you want to, but eventually you got to look in them eyes. Learn to acknowledge what you're feeling. While it may seem convenient to ignore that sadness or anger, but in the long run is what we're talking about. But in the long run, suppressing your emotions can actually do more harm than good. Just because you consciously suppress your emotions does not mean they go away. Instead, they build up. See the problem with that? You just stacking BS on top of BS and you think it's gone until you blow up on somebody over something little. Yeah. People don't blow up on people over little things because it was the little thing. That little thing was the little feather that landed on that brick and made the difference. It was a breaking point. Yeah. You should instead express emotions such as sadness, anger, or anxiety to someone you trust. That's important. If you're going to talk about your emotions, talk to them to somebody you trust. And somebody who will listen. And somebody who will help you process that stuff. Not somebody who just want the tea. Not somebody who just want to hear the dip so they can use your information to exploit you with it later. Just imagine what could happen if you don't allow yourself to release an emotion like anger and instead let it build up. This is what happens. Anger has been linked to obesity. Anger has been linked to low self-esteem. Anger has been linked to migraines. Built up anger has been linked to drug and alcohol addiction. Built up anger has been linked to depression, poor sexual performance, increased heart attack risk, lower quality relationships, higher probability of abusing others emotionally or physically or both, higher blood pressure, risk of stroke. Anger also can lead to insomnia, anxiety, low self-esteem, mental or brain fog, to name a few. And this is just anger. That's just anger building up. We ain't even talking about sadness. There are mental and physical problems that can arise from any suppression of emotion, because when these emotions build up, they will eventually rise to the surface and explode out of you like a volcano. 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 1 through 5. Number 3, get enough sleep.
Couple guys in here doing that insomnia.
Yeah. Number 1, you need to go to bed early. Also, what you need to do is kill social media and TV. Also, don't drink energy drinks before you go to bed, or at least 5 hours before you plan on going to bed. Don't be drinking no coffee before you plan on going to bed. And you wondering why you up and your legs moving around, restless legs in the bed. And you keep turning and don't like. That's that coffee. Because you wired right now. But you're trying to relax. Your body is like, hey, nah, this caffeine. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that before you go to bed. So if you want to get better sleep, go to bed earlier. Turn off the TV and social media before you go to bed. All those things. Sleep is vital to your mental health and emotional well-being. Sleep helps. Ain't that deep?
Yes, sir.
Ain't that deep? Sleep is vital to your mental health and emotional well-being. Sleep helps repair and renew all cells in our bodies. Sleep helps repair and renew all the cells in our bodies. If you're not getting sleep, your body is not repairing itself. And then you're waking up the next day using it. And then you're not getting enough sleep the following day. And then you're waking up and using it to its full capacity again. Half charge. Abusing your body. Every time we lay down, we wash away any toxins that can build up throughout the day. With enough sleep, we can have quicker reflexes, more mental clarity, and simply feel better. 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 1 through 5. Number 4, exercise regularly. Y'all at the age, y'all need to be exercising. If you're not exercising, you're cheating yourself. You're cheating yourself if you're not exercising. Your body been good to you. The least you can do is exercise it. Exercise regularly. The benefits of exercise can start to present themselves if we fit in enough regular exercise each month. Our bodies release specific endorphins that relieve stress and boost our mood while we exercise. So it can be a valuable tool when you're feeling anxious or depressed. If you're anxious or you're depressed, start exercising. I'm telling you, man, you start seeing your stomach pop, 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 your chest, pip, pip. You keep doing it, it'll happen. You be consistent and it'll happen. You'll start losing weight. You start getting some compliments from the women. Even if you just walking, man, or ride your bike. So it can be a valuable tool when you're feeling anxious or depressed. I know it can feel difficult to even get out of bed when we're feeling sad or anxious about our day. But if you can find the will to push yourself, even literally out of the bed, that's a great step towards feeling better. So even if you got a hard time getting out the bed, your challenge may be to force yourself out the bed. 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 1 through 5. And the final one for today, at least, make socialization part of the routine. You got to socialize, man. You can't block yourself off from the world or you will become depressed. I'm going to challenge everybody in this room today, man. All of y'all getting the challenge today. Now, whether you do it, that's up to you. I don't know. But if you do, you'll feel better. I challenge everybody in here to call somebody you have not spoken to for years. Somebody who you love, respect, and appreciate, and call them today and tell them that you love them. You ain't asking for nothing. You ain't finna complain about nothing. We're not gonna have no pity party. We just gonna call them up on the phone today, and when they answer that phone and we get a conversation going, we're gonna say, I wanna let you know I love you. And man, see how you feel after you do that today. See how you feel. See what kind of response you get from them. You ain't even got to stay on the phone with them. Never too late, man. If you get an opportunity today, man, tell somebody you love them. When we are distracted or busy, we can forget to socialize with the ones we love. Whether we have friends or not, it's best to get out and practice a bit of socialization. Social connections help protect health and lengthen life. You know they say that people who are married live longer than single people. Scientists are finding that our links to others can have powerful effects on our health, both emotionally and physically. We can't do this life on our own. And you know what? There are people who love us that if we reach out to them, because sometimes it's just a misunderstanding, and time can heal a whole lot. 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 1 through 5. We said that number 1 was perfecting your posture. Also, number 2, learn to acknowledge what you are feeling. Number 3, get enough sleep at night. Number 4, exercise regularly. And number 5, make socialization part of the routine.
Good talk.
Appreciate it.
You said when you read, you said if something hit you, you had a.
Yeah, it did.
When we was talking with one of with the Alcoholic Anonymous guys,
yeah,
he made a statement that stuck with me, and he said it was time for me to get uncomfortable and do what I need.
But now that I see what it caused and where it took me,
mm-hmm.
you know, then like I said, now I'm like, okay, wait a minute, let me step into something different. You know.
Well,
like,
and not just that though, bro. What you gotta understand, and you got to be honest with yourself.
yeah, I had you.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that you deal with a lot of seizures and things like that in your medical condition, last thing you want to do is stress about anything.
Yeah.
Because that stress and depression for you can affect that condition
Yeah.
and make it worse.
So
Yeah.
Now I'm doing.
We just got through saying it.
Yeah.
We just got through talking about it.
Yeah, that's why now I'm doing everything positive.
Yeah. That's why if that stuff, look, man,
It's serious.
man, anger has killed people.
Lenny.
Man, I'm talking about, there's some people who died because they were shot. There's some people who died because they were stabbed. There's some people who died because they were in a car accident. There's some people who died because they drowned. There's some people who died because they lived a life of anger. Yeah, it can kill you. You ever heard of heart attack?
Yeah.
Stress affects your heart. Did you know that? When you get stressed out, what do you think happens to your heart? Boom, 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 boom. Every day? Boom, boom, boom. Laying in your bed? You can feel it, don't you? When you stress or anxiety kick in. You doing this to your heart? All day, every day?
Stress do it too.
Yeah.
Stress, yeah, like filthy.
Ain't nobody asked you to say
It's I was wondering where he was going with that. Right. I was wondering where he was going with that. Right. It sounded personal. I'm like, 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 6 through 10. Number 6, think before you act. We all been told that when we were kids. How would that be important? Because sometimes we think something and then we act on it and then we find out later it wasn't that. A lot of times, man, we act out of emotions and we don't even have our facts straight. We don't even have our information straight. We don't even know what we're doing. Before we act, we first need to calm down our strong emotions before taking action. Check this out. We first need to calm down our strong emotions before taking action. Because if you don't calm down first and you react out of anger or disappointment, you might say something you don't mean. Sometimes before even processing a request or a comment, we fill in the blank with what we think someone else means. A lot of times, even when it's a compliment, man, if you in a bad headspace, you can't even take a compliment right. Man, you look good in them shoes. Hell, he mean by that? Like I don't look good in my shoes all the time? Like what? And depending on how you feeling at the time, might depend on how you accept it. Often we can interpret something said with normalcy. Often we can interpret something said with normalcy as something cruel, intended due to our own negative feelings. So because of our own negative feelings, if you feel negative, even if it's a compliment, you might take that wrong. So it's best to think and process what's really being said before you act. Think before you act. 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 6 through 10. Number 7, be present in the moment. Now, who can tell us why it's important to be present in the moment? Because we've been talking about that for 2 weeks.
So the time you got.
Oh, yeah. The moment is the only, right.
That's it.
Right. Stay out of the past. Majority of your time is thinking about the past. And if you ain't thinking about the past, you stressing over the future. Or you worrying about the past that you can't control and you can't fix. You can't go back and change anything in the past, man. It has happened. That time has spent. Time is currency, bro. You ever heard somebody say, how do you spend your time? Spend your time wisely. I almost sound like spend your money wisely. Spend your time wisely because once, look, in an hour, this time is going to be over. This will be history. And we can't come back and say anything or do anything. It's over. Be present in the moment. Being present in the moment isn't always the easiest behavior to turn into a habit. Right. Being present in the moment isn't always the easiest behavior to turn into a habit. We can often ruminate on our worries throughout the day, and these worries can create anxiety and pile up. We said that yesterday. So it says that we can often ruminate. You know what that is? Ruminate. You're thinking over something. Repetition is the mother of all skill. You're thinking of negative things over and over and over and over in your head. What's going on in your head over and over and over again? Because you can control it. You can control your mind. Negative thought pops into your head. Picture a wall and the words keep out. And you say to yourself, nothing can get past this wall. And if you say that, it won't. And if it doesn't work the first time, repetition is the mother of all skill. And it probably won't work the first time because you've been ruminating for so long that ruminating feels normal. You thinking it's therapy. Let me go on back here and think about my bad times. You going off to do it, man. And you think it's therapy. Let me go get my dose of bad thinking right now. And you hurting yourself, depressing yourself. You bringing yourself down. You terrorizing yourself. You a terrorist. Seriously, you are a terrorist. You terrifying yourself. Because it's your choice whether you want to have a bad thought or a happy thought. I'm standing here, man, when y'all know I just talked to y'all about loss yesterday. And I'm still standing here giving this presentation. You see what I'm saying? It's about how you want to approach your life and how you want to approach the day, man. Is the glass half empty or is it half full? It's up to you what you look at. Instead, try focusing on one task at a time, because if you got a lot of stuff to do, if you think about all the stuff you got to do, you're going to get overwhelmed. And you don't accomplish nothing trying to do everything. The only way you can accomplish stuff is doing one thing at a time. Focusing on his driving. I won't worry about nothing else other than getting that driver license if I was him. That would be my number one goal right now. Getting my license. I would eat, sleep, drink, and breathe that goal. It'd be a year later and you still saying you got to get all that stuff done. You take one thing and knock that out, accomplish that, and know what happens when you accomplish that first? Take a little goal. See, because goals, you got to build them up when you haven't accomplished goals in a while. You need a success. You need a little success. I don't care what it is. Anything, you need a little success, because little success is going to give you a little bit more confidence. And then you go on to the next goal and you accomplish that and you get some more confidence. 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being. Take breaks and practice self-care. Don't be running all day long, all year long. Run, 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 run. You got to take breaks. You have to water yourself. You running around here trying to water everybody. Sometimes you got to pour into you. You got to take a break and spend some time with you. You got to show you some love. Sitting around waiting for somebody else to do it. You got to show you some love. You got to be your number one fan. You got to be the director. You got to be the producer. You got to be the writer. You got to be the leading actor of your own life. That ain't nobody else's job. I'm going to tell you right now, bro. Don't nobody love Will more than Will love Will. Come on. You have to be your number one fan, man. You got to love you more than anybody else loves you. Yeah, take breaks and practice self-care. It is important to take a break when life gets too busy or challenging to do something you love. Do something that you love. A lot of times in the course of a day, we come up with things that we have to do. What do I have to do today? Sometimes you got to wake up and say, I don't have to do a damn thing today. I'm going to do what I want to do. Take a day off. Look, man, as long as you taking yourself out on a date and you showing yourself some love, you will be able to have the capacity to show other people love. Because you can't give away what you don't possess. And if you ain't willing to go and take yourself out to eat, you ain't willing to show yourself some love, then what are you doing when you showing it to somebody else? Is that really love? Or is that a transaction? 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 6 through 10. Number 9, don't make social media a habit. Don't eat, sleep, drink, and breathe social media. As much as we like mindlessly scrolling and processing and pressing the heart button on social media posts and posting photos of your food and relatable memes, it isn't always great for your mental health. Social media is not always great for your mental health. Not only that, but many often find themselves comparing themselves to Photoshop influencers with unrealistic lives. Comparison is the habit, is the thief of joy. Plus, too much of one thing can tend to be not good and unproductive in the case of most social media. It's best not to make social media a habit. Use it sparingly to post and browse memes every now and then. Do not make social media your life. 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 6 through 10. And final one, number 10, eat healthy. You are what you eat. Remember that? Yeah. They don't say that no more. At least I don't hear it as much as we used to, but they used to say that you are what you eat. A healthy diet not only helps your brain, but your body as well. Recognize those delicious leafy greens. I love leafy greens. I like spinach and bright colored fruit will only add to your good mood. It makes you feel better when you eat healthy. When you're eating healthy. So make sure, y'all, look, when y'all go to the grocery store and y'all do that stuff, get you some apples sometimes. Get some bananas and some peaches. I mean, get you some lettuce, some tomatoes, some cucumbers. Get a little bit of salt and pepper, get some dressings, some vinegar. Some peppers. What? Y'all don't like salad? Who likes salad in here? I love it too, man. I love a good salad. We talked about 10 habits that boost your emotional well-being, 6 through 10. We said think before you act, number 6. Number 7, be present in the moment. Number 8, take breaks and practice self-care. We said number 9 is don't make social media a habit. And the final one, number 10, was eat healthy. Any questions, concerns, or comments, y'all, before I let y'all go? Doing it. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'll be knocking it out. Go ahead.
I would add when you said be patient, you also need to be persistent. Like he was telling
Mm-hmm.
all you're gonna, if you're gonna get the license, then keep your mind focused on it.
Yeah.
And don't let go of it.
Yep. And when one door closed, don't give up. Because there's going to be some doors that close, bro. There's going to be some doors. And that's to discourage you. So when some people, when a door get closed in their face, they give up. Something don't go their way, they give up. They apply for a job, they don't get a phone call, they forget about it. Persistent person, like Tim was saying, they gonna show back up at that job in a week. Hey, I'm filled out an application. I was just checking to see if y'all still hiring. My name is Will. I'm here. Oh no, we're not hiring yet. Okay, cool. Come back the next week. Hey, I'm just checking to see if y'all still hiring. I'm Will. I'm still looking for a job. Oh, we just had an opening. Come on in. That's how you get you a job. You let them know you want it. You let them persistence. I agree 100%, Tim. Any other questions, concerns, or comments, y'all? Yes.
Going back to the early part where you were talking about, all we got is today.
Yeah.
I mean, tomorrow ain't promised.
Nope.
And we can't go backwards.
Nope.
And we always got to remember, we're number one. We got to take
Yeah.
care of us.
Yes.
Before we can take care of somebody else.
Yes. Yes. You cannot take care of somebody with your wrist broken. You can't pull nobody up off that cliff. You can try, but you could probably both of y'all gonna end up falling. Yeah. So you need to heal. Get your stuff right. You can pull somebody on up, but right now, your responsibility is to pull you up.
Because when I was a Teen Challenge, they said if you can't love yourself, you can't love God. Because you need to love yourself before you can love others.
Well, you don't even know it.
We ain't gonna miss God into that right now. That's a little something different.
Well, the Bible said, how can you say you love me? Right now,
That's my focus. It's just finishing up this schooling, and I take it on and take it up. You know, I ain't got nothing else to focus on, family, all that. It's all about science. You know.
Now you just said that before. Now you got to be consistent, persistent, consistent.
Because when I went to the STEP program and I finished that boosted me to move forward.
But you remember what we just said though. Small goal feels confident to go towards the next thing. So you going to that class gave you that confidence. That wasn't such a small thing. They had to be dedicated to that for like a month. That wasn't a one-shot deal. You had to keep going. And they accomplished it. Now guess what? 2 of the people who accomplished that are enrolling in college. He's already in. Both of y'all enrolled in college now, right?
Yes, I signed up.
Yep, and you. I'm telling you, man, that accomplishment gave them the confidence to go to the next level.